What's going on, Carol? How are you? Welcome to Reading Between the Wines tonight. We have Miss Poetic Soul coming in the building tonight. It's Wednesday, Wine Down Wednesday, Wine Wednesday. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I want to give a very special thank you to people out there on Facebook. I appreciate you. Um, Also, we should probably be back on TikTok tomorrow. We had a little break. We took about a week off. Not my choice, but it is what it is. So I think we'll be back on TikTok tomorrow night. Also, the people out there on YouTube, thank you so much, and D Live and Twitch as well. So we have Miss Carol Cordera on Instagram, first one in the building tonight. Thank you so much for joining. I believe you are calling from Florida, which I know you are. But what part are you actually from? Give me a quick reminder. And tonight we are sampling this some heavy wine here. So we have some apple spice wine tonight. But I see how we get through this show tonight because it's very strong. So we have spiced apple wine tonight from Chad for its winery. This wine here ain't nothing to play with. I need to see what the alcohol content is on this. It's 10.5%. So yeah, gotta take small, tiny little sips tonight. Riverview, Florida. Listen to me saying, oh, okay, like I know where that's at, but it's close to Tampa, okay, that's cool. All right, so let's get right on into it. So, song of the day. Oh, I love this lady. Man, I remember as a kid, and I just want to thank my sister for introducing me to this lady, uh, Miss Anita Baker. Sweet Love, 1986, off of the Rapture album. So, I guess it is all on, God's timing. But Rapture, this album, if it wasn't for Miss Anita Baker, I'm not quite sure what Mary J. Blige's timing would be. But Mary J. Blige recorded, Anita Baker's song Caught Up in a Rapture. So, Anita Baker, her music inspired Mary J. Blige. And here you go. Years later, we have the Queen of Hip Hop Soul. So, but before I even knew who Mary J. Blige was, I knew who Miss Anita Baker was at the age of 6 and 7, listening to my sister play all of her records and stuff like that. So, songs like Sweet Love, No One in the World, Giving You the Best That I Got, Been So Long. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Anita Baker is a true icon, classic material, and still to this day, her music is real dope. So, and you want to stay in love, you might want to play some Anita Baker music every now and then. One of my favorite records is Sweet Love, and hmm, this is definitely playing in heavy rotation lately. So here we are, reading between the lines. Let's get right on into it. Now, if you are out there on Facebook, any other of those social media platforms out there, whatever room you're in, if you could do me a favor and go ahead and tag your friends and let them know what we got going on. I know some of y'all watch the replay and all of that great stuff, but go ahead and tag your friends and bring them in. And definitely have to really give it up to those of you people out there on Facebook. Raven, Jetta Smith, thank you so much for always showing some love and support. We have Mark out there constantly showing up. I just appreciate all of y'all out there. So last night it was freestyle sessions, and we had Jason T. Davis come on, and he's from Los Angeles. Yeah, Los Angeles, California. And he's always coming with some great knowledge. So if you want to hear about Hollywood and all of that great stuff that we spoke about last night, we even threw some Bruce Lee in there. We had all kinds of topics all over the place. Go ahead and watch that replay from last night. I also want to give a very special shout out to Nordia from Shea of Heaven, Danny from My Survivor podcast, my brother Nate Perry from Brooklyn, New York, my sister Kay Cole from Mississippi. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Kay Cole as well. Thank you so much for the love and support on Facebook and Instagram. Leah Abraham, Switch Thrift Clothing Company. Sophie Davis, thank you so much as well. Miss Seduction Spot. So I always say that, Valentine's Day is coming up real soon. So for those of you out there that, want to get your adulting on and, get your mate or your significant other a spicy gift, head on over to Seduction Spot, and she is on Instagram at Miss. That's MISS Seduction Spot. Check her out. She posts some inspirational stuff, and then every now and then she'll post something that goes a little bit to the left, but it makes you think. She just posted something a few minutes ago that I was just cracking up at. So y'all go ahead and check her out on Instagram. Also, I want to give a very special shout out to YRE Hair Growth. Thank you for coming through. And another Facebook supporter as well, Miss Lisa Davin. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So now, I asked a simple question last night before we went off. We had such a great conversation that we pushed it all the way to the end. So, what I have to ask each and every one of you is, how often do you get uncomfortable with your spiritual walk? Meaning, how often do you push yourself or want to push yourself or feel that you might need to do a little bit more? So, how often do you get uncomfortable with where you're currently sitting at in your spiritual walk? I know I can't really put an exact, time frame, whether it's once a week, twice a week, two, three times a month, four times a month, whatever the case may be. But for me personally, I'm constantly challenging myself and making sure that I don't get stagnant. One thing that I feel that you may not want to do is get comfortable with your spiritual walk, because that means that complacency is setting in. And this is only my opinion. So I'm just, giving you what I can give you. So for me, I always try to avoid and run away from that keyword complacency, because that just don't sit too well with me. And when you're coming to a place where I'm coming from, where you basically hit the bottom and you're climbing, clawing your way back to the top, you have no choice but to give it up to, you know, the Almighty, my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So what I cannot do is get complacent. So I don't like to feel comfortable. If I feel comfortable, then something's not right. So I push myself to make sure that constantly trying to learn and grow. And there's always, room for improvement. So that was the burning question from last night. How often do you get uncomfortable? I think getting uncomfortable is good, because that means that you're not settling. You're not, laying back and, relaxing and thinking that you got it and that you made it. I feel that once you get to a point where you feel that you finally made it and you think you know everything, then you're setting yourself up for what I would call ultimate failure, because I feel that we always continue to grow, and I know that only one person knows everything, and we ain't nowhere close. I know I'm not nowhere close to anywhere near that, so I'm not even going to touch that. So there you go, burning questions. Now, as we move on, we're getting ready to get Poetic Soul up in here in a minute, but I have to ask you, what does the word preserve mean to you? So preserve for me is the activity regarded as being reserved for a particular person or group. Reserved for a particular person basically is what sits right with me. Um, have you ever preserved something? I feel that me personally, I have been in, make sure I get this right, preservation state. Mm. I feel that for the past couple years, I have just been sitting here waiting and healing, getting myself together. So I feel like I have been in that preservation state and being preserved for that specific special someone. I'm going to take it there a little bit. It said specific or particular person or group. I'm not down with the group stuff, but I feel that I have been preserved for a specific individual. So the question that I have to ask for you is, what is it out there that you are preserving? Is it self? Is it a thing? Is it a place? What are you preserving? Is it your goals? Is it your future? Is it your dream? What's the one thing out there that you are putting in preservation mode? Because I feel that I have been in that type of mode for such a very long time. And now the layers are starting to be lifted up, and hmm, we will see. We definitely will see. Let's see what Poetic Soul has to say about preserving things and preservation and all of that wonderful stuff. And hopefully, we got the right number.
Please leave your message for.
Something ain't right. We gotta try it again. I was about to say, hopefully, we got this right number. Hmm.
Please leave your.
Wow. All right. Well, let me give her a little bit of time to get it together. I mean, I called a couple minutes early, but we will see. So, anyway, Poetic Soul, give her a little bit of time to get it together. She has a new book coming out, The Heart of a Poetic Soul. That sounds so dope, and I can't wait to speak to her about it. And I believe that her book is coming out next month. So let's try her one more time because I want to hear about the heart of a poetic soul. That sounds just so dope.
Hello.
Hey, 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 what's up?
I'm great. How are you?
Good, good. I called a little bit early. We were sitting here listening to the phone ring a couple times.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not hear it.
No, that's all right. I was telling everybody about your new book that you got coming out, and the title is just so dope. It really is. The Heart of a Poetic Soul. It sounds real deep, like you got some stories to share.
Most definitely. Most
Mm,
definitely. I think this book will definitely, whoever doesn't know me, I feel like we'll really be able to take a look into my world, into my heart, and just some of the things that I feel, some of the things that I've seen. You'll be able to experience that and see that
mm,
with this book.
Mm, okay. Now, what book number is this? How many books do you have out?
This will be book number two.
Book two. Okay. What's the first one called?
The first book is called The Anatomy of the Inevitable.
Mm, real deep titles. That's
Thank
a
you.
lot of thought process put into that. Um, so let's go ahead and rewind it. So I had it all set up to ask you a simple question as far as what are you preserving today? Because I was sharing with everyone that I felt like I have been in a preservation state for such a very long time. Doors were shut, windows were shut, everything was closed, boarded up, locked up. But I think it was a point that I needed to heal, you know, from the inside out. And because of that, I feel like the veil is being lifted now. Everything's being uncovered just by the interactions with people that I have now and just how things are just moving in such a mystical way right about now in my life. So what's one thing that you are preserving?
One thing that I feel like I'm preserving, especially, I would say especially today, I think I'm preserving my peace.
I like that one.
I'm
Yeah,
preserving my peace.
definitely.
I'm learning that it's important to me and that, I deserve to keep that. I deserve to have that by any means necessary.
Hmm. Yeah, I posted something on Instagram today on my stories. It was a T-shirt that I saw, and I think it said, "I went, I saw, I had anxiety, so I left."
Yeah. Yes.
So
Yes.
I thought that was amazing when I saw that because before, from the past, I didn't know how to leave. I would stay and I would endure. And then that's when all my ugly would come out because I put myself in a situation that was uncomfortable to me. I didn't feel that it was the right place. So, yeah. So protecting your peace, that's exactly what that means too, in my book.
Definitely. Definitely. I think I know for me, I'm a young woman. I'm a young woman. I just turned 23.
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I just turned 23 and in my career field I work with many people who are much older and who definitely have they've had much experience, but sometimes in doing that they tend to treat you
Mm,
lesser than.
mm-hmm.
Because it's like, no, you're young, you don't know nothing, you don't know this, you don't know that. And it's like, just like I'm willing to listen and to learn and, to gain this wisdom from you, all I ask is to be heard. And
Exactly.
sometimes, especially in corporate America, it's hard to be heard. And it's like, I don't want to be put in a position to where I have to step out of character. But at the same time, I cannot stand and tolerate to be disrespected.
Listen,
So learn to just, look, I gotta protect my peace, even if that means telling you
I,
that bothers you.
I, I hear you and I feel for you because I've been in that situation before. Age was definitely a problem when I was coming up because I started in it when I was 19 years old. So I always got looked um, at a certain way, and I felt like I didn't get the respect that I deserve for so many years until I did come up of age, and it was just a tricky situation. And I like that you said don't come out of character, because let me tell you, my ass always got in trouble because I was always cussing somebody out in a roundabout way. In a roundabout way. I mean, I couldn't really. Sometimes I did get in trouble because I did really, literally curse somebody out. But it was my attitudes and my actions and me basically telling people off that got me into a lot of trouble. So I understand when you say come out of your character and yeah, don't let them get the best of you. And just always remember, because I know, you know, at least I know who you are from what I've seen.
Yes.
You always don't have to work harder than anybody else. So that's the worst part about it. But just know who you are. I remember my mom telling me that when I was first getting into it. She says, trust and believe that I don't care who's in the room, who's sitting next to you, what's going on, but because of who you are, you always gonna have to work harder than the next one. So just know that and try not to get discouraged when that does come up because it does come up time to time. And you'll be sitting there looking at other people get away with shit and you'll look at who you are and you know your value and you know your worth. But unfortunately, sometimes it just comes with the territory. You want to
That
go
is true.
you want to go into this field of work, this line of work, being in this corporate environment with certain individuals that you know half the time I don't have no business being in this room, but by the grace of God, I'm here, and I just want to say
Exactly.
thank you. You know what I'm saying? So, but just know that it ain't gonna be easy, and there are trials and tests that are coming. I'm sure they've already showed up. So let's get into this heart of a poetic soul. But I want you to let everyone know where you're calling from. Remind me, because I know you were on last year, probably around the same time last year, I believe.
Yes, I actually was. I was on around about this time last year, but I'm actually calling from a different location. So
Mm.
originally, I was from North Carolina, small town in North Carolina, but I am actually now in Dallas, Texas.
Oh, what prompted the move? Was that because of work?
Honestly, I wanted something new. I got tired of living the same exact life over and over and over
Mm.
and again. And so I literally packed my bags one night. I had already been in the process looking for a job, and I had got hired. I had found me a place, and so I packed my bags one night. And my mother and father, they asked me, they said, "Where are you going?"
Mhm.
I said, "Texas." And I hopped in my car and I drove 17 hours to get there. And I have been loving life ever since.
Now, do you have any children?
No children, no.
I think I asked you that last time. I would say you are a very smart individual. You have a good head on your shoulder. You're following your destiny and running after it at a young age. Most people will sit around and not get it together until they're at least about 40 years old. I'm not saying anything, but most people will wait until they're 40 to try to, do the breakthrough. So that's what's up. I got to give you credit for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, and it was kind of hard because family didn't quite understand it. They're like, where are you going? You don't have any family, and you're gonna be by yourself. I'm like, it's okay. Like, I'll be okay.
Mm.
And I did. I found my way, and I have traveled. I've seen so much. I've experienced so much,
Yeah,
and
that's amazing.
I love it.
That is really amazing. All right, so we got some poetic soul. The heart of a poetic soul. I'm
Most
ready.
definitely.
So what
Most
are we gonna
definitely.
what are we gonna find in this book? Is this gonna be more of self reflection, healing? Is it gonna be he cheated on me? Now I'm ready to go drive down there and tear something up. Um, or he cheated on me, but that's okay because I understand who I am. Like, what are we getting out of this book?
I think in this book you're definitely gonna find like you're gonna see my journey to self healing and just I would say just like my move from North Carolina to here, that's exactly what you're gonna see in this book. You're gonna see like this transition
Mm.
into the person that I am today. Um, you see where moments where I did not feel good enough. You see moments where, like, like I'm drowning in family trauma. You see moments where, like,
Mm.
I'm learning that that trauma doesn't define me. And
Mm-hmm.
you see moments where, like, I'm learning to love and I'm learning to forgive. And that is what you will see in this book.
That's what's up. This is perfect timing. I'm currently on my transformational journey right now because before, a couple years ago, I was still discovering, trying to figure out who I am. Now I have a little bit of understanding of who I am. Still not 100%, but I think I know who I am and my value today. So I'm in this transitional, period of breaking through with the forgiveness, loving people regardless of what they've done to me from the past, and moving on and staying focused in the present moment. So yes, this is perfect timing because that's exactly where I'm at right now.
I completely understand. I get that 100%. Yeah, the journey to self discovery is never easy, but it is one that is definitely needed, and it is one that I encourage everyone to do.
I'm excited about when you finally know who you are. People hear it all the time. You don't know who
Oh,
you are, discover who you are. I think when you know who you are, you're okay with self and whatever that means. For me,
yeah,
what that means is if you want to walk away today, tomorrow, next week, the same Laren that showed up when you first met you is the same person that it's going to be when you decide to pull the trigger, pull the plug, whatever you want to do. I remember before that certain actions, certain phrases, whatever was going on could make me turn into a complete different individual. And like you said, step out of your character. Self love, knowing who I am, keeps me grounded with who I am. And listen, when one door closes, the next one just might be open. And
okay,
I've learned that, man, when you just go with the plan and go with it, and whatever happens, if someone disrespects you, talks behind your back, cheats on you, leaves you, but if you just go with it and embrace all of it as it is, you never know what's coming around that corner. But the minute that you hold on and you stay stuck, you are blocking all of the blessings that could potentially come to you. Now, I'm seeing all of this stuff come to me now because I'm embracing it. But I'm like, damn, do you know how many times that I could have been
yeah,
where I'm at today if I had
oh
just
yeah,
embraced it when it was going on and I was going through the storm? But
yeah.
when you don't know who you are, you struggle with that. And for the people out there, just stay in prayer. That's all I have to say. I don't know how I was able to break through, but by the grace of God, I am here. Like
Hey, same here.
something triggered in me that said, "Okay, you could do it." One put one foot in the other in front of the other, and just keep walking, keep walking, and walk past all that BS, walk past all of that drama, and you'll be all right. Y'all can do it. It ain't easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. There's gonna be a
But you can definitely do it.
it's gonna be some trying times, but you could get there. All right, so let's get right on into it. What we got?
Well, tonight I'll read you one of the pieces going in my book. It is currently untitled. I've not yet found the right title for it, so maybe those of you in the audience who are listening tonight, maybe you can help me find the right title.
Okay, can you check your volume because I want to help you with this. I want to make sure your volume is nice and tight so I can help
Okay,
you.
can you hear me now?
There we go. Yep.
All right, sounds good. So here we go. Once again, it is untitled, but maybe you all can help me. So,
Hmm.
um, to the mother who feels I'm not good enough for her son, I must admit, you are right. I am terrible in an influence on your son's behavior. Like on the days he wants to be lazy, I am the one who chooses to pick up the slack. Don't know how to act when he is around me because I require him to be authentic. Being sure that every emotion he feels, he freely gets to express it. I know I'm terrible, and I should probably be ashamed. To think I have the audacity to show your son the love he has gained, it is crazy. No, it's actually preposterous. To know that your son is emotionally available and I was the one who caused it, how dare I encourage your son to reach for his dreams? But with the same tongue, can I tell you what your son has done for me, ma'am? With your son, I've gone to med school. I've learned how to examine every ounce of emotional hurt he hides behind that sweet smile. It takes a while to banish the deep imported wounds that causes his depression. using his cold shoulder and my warm affection as his compression. Yes, ma'am. I guess you could say that I've learned to become his doctor. And speaking of legal business, I've learned how to decipher every stifling lie he likes to present when looking in my eyes. I guess I'm a lawyer and his heart is my case. I've learned that he likes to isolate when he feels that his emotions aren't safe, no matter how much I beg for him to let me in. But you say I'm not good for him, and I guess you're right. When he jerks in the middle of the night from trying to shake the emotional demons that are latched onto his life, it is I that grab his hand and I silently pray for him. When I'm constantly pouring from my temple just to feed it spiritual and mental, only for me to be left drain your words, ma'am, slowly creep into my brain, and I begin to think you're right. I'm not good for him. I was the best. I decided to lay red flags aside just to get his hurt some rest, only for him to awaken my anxiety, crushing every ounce of my soul that was once lively. You're right. I'm not the one for him, and nor do I wish to be.
Mm-mm-mm. I don't know. That was real deep. I don't even want to put a title on that because I don't know what y'all think out there. Anybody watching the replay the next day, um, or now, it is what it is. Just put it in the comments. But I'm more uh, curious to see what people, because more people come through on the replays the next day. So
Oh,
yeah, all right, that was real deep.
yeah.
Yeah. Now we starting to heat things up. I remember now. All right. So we got another one.
Yes, most definitely. We do have another one. Um, so that one was personally that was about love. This one deals more about family trauma.
Hmm.
And I titled this one Black History.
Okay.
Someone once asked, "What is Black history to me?" They wanted me to give some generic answer about buses and boycotts, about rights and important people who got shot. But for me, Black history is your grandmama's brains after a good sermon on a Sunday.
Mm.
My Black history are church suits and Sunday dresses. My Black history is hot combs with no lie relaxers. These are just a few things that I consider to be my Black history. My Black history consists of my mama baking a cake, sweat and stirring just to please my daddy who keeps coming home real late. My Black history is even though I saw it with my own eyes being shut in a room and told, "Hush, child." My Black history is not confined between the inner realms of textbooks. It is rehearsed and repeated each time I had to change because they were afraid the uncles were going to look. My Black history consisted of girls cooking and cleaning to stick by a man, even if stretched from his fist is what caused your face to be bleeding, pleading that he'd stay when you have every right yourself to walk away. See, this is the ugly truth that 1 month out of the year can't teach you. My Black history is trauma falling down my family tree, but we won't get help because we believe in healing, but not therapy. My Black history is just what it is. It is history. Because I'm determined that although toxicity calls through my bloodlines, it will not be passed down to mine. So I'm sorry if I can't limit my answers to buses and marches. My Black history is too wide to fit in between those marches.
That's real dope. That went from all different. You took us on a ride with that. You talked about. You started off light. Giving us some reminiscence of some good soul food, and then you just went there. You talked about the trauma. You talked about some domestic violence. You talked about abuse. You talked about it all, and that loyalty when you know damn well that this person ain't no good for you, tiptoeing in. late at night, but you still be, and that's rough too, because a lot of people have seen that growing up, and they
Oh
seen
yeah.
the women be disrespected, you know, at a young age. So they grow up and they feel that, you know, that we're still in those times. So we got to go
Mhm.
ahead and endure, you know, the disrespect or whatever, because man, we're gonna get into it. I've heard so many people said that because my grandmother had to put up with it, you know, so is the next person gonna have to put up with it.
Yes, and I will tell you, coming from a very small town, pretty much, you stand by your man and you honor him, and which I have no problem with that. Like I said, I'm willing to respect my man. I'm willing to love my man if that man is willing to respect and love me. Um, I really believe that it is a two-way street, and I'm like, I've seen so many times where, there you are cooking and slaving away, and it's like, where's that love that you need back? The thought, well, I pay the bills. I got a roof over your head. That's not. That was not enough,
Mm.
and it's not okay. And so I've had to learn how to break away from some of the things that I saw growing up, because I had to realize that that's not what I want for my life. I don't wish to be unhappy, but still staying together for the sake of a family. Like, no,
Mm-mm. That's
I
what
can voice my opinion. I can say what I do and don't like. No.
that's what I mean by when you stay just because um, you're blocking your destiny. You might have gotten those signs. That person is probably showing you who they are for a reason, for you to make some good, valuable decisions. But when you
Yeah.
stay and endure, you're just slowing down your own growth and your own progress. And those doors might be open, but if you keep staying stuck, after a while, some of those doors might start to shut. They might be closed. They might be boarded up to where when you do decide to go ahead and break free and, you know, make that decision, it's too late,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
And I love how you spoke about breaking the cycle.
Yeah.
That was very important and that was very powerful. So that's so far my favorite right now.
Thank
And
you.
what perfect time too with next month being Black History. You know, I think so many people need to see that. So I don't know if you put little excerpts out there of your book or whatever, but that would be a great, you know, promotion for you since it's supposed to be released in February anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And you know what? I didn't even consider that. The fact that next month is Black History's perfect time for this to be released. So you are totally right on that.
All right. What else we got?
Okay, so the last piece that I'm going to read to you all tonight, um, this is for mental health. For those of us who struggle with anxiety in particular, definitely for us. So this piece is titled Battlefield of the Mind.
Mm.
I've been trapped in this pandemonium. It's been 23 years, 1 month, and I can't seem to get rid of this never-ending cycle of circus. The continuous rolling motions of my emotions got me feeling like the Titanic, so there is no Jack and Rose in this ocean. Just me, constantly fighting not to slip into insanity, sanctioning the need of peace. I need relief. Hearing the sounds of grenades going off, yet I execute the negative thoughts, not giving in to this toxic sensation, my mind wanting to overtake. It's a lot worse than what people feel as if it should be. I close my eyes and I begin to sink into this abyss, wondering if I'm loved and if I'm gone, will I ever be missed? And no, before you begin to comprehend and predict, this is not a suicide letter. This is just me simply venting about how tired I am of constantly overthinking, thinking that I have friends who hate me, anxiety causing me to isolate and to remain lonely, only to realize that this was just a hypothetical illusion. How is it that you caused yourself to sink into a depression about a situation that never even happened? Sounds crazy, right? But I promise to you, this is my continuous fight. Fighting what I know and what anxiety tells me. Trying to believe what you say, but each line I penetrate through because I'm determined that you will not play me. This is how I operate. That's why, as much as I wish to cry, when a relationship fails or dies, I can't. I already knew it was going to happen. I played out every scenario, analyzed every line, smiled in your face, but deep down I knew you were lying. I guess that's why you can call me a poetic soul. I see deeply,
Mm,
but I close my eyes and sleep the night away. I wake up and start to overthink again.
mm, mm, mm. That's deep, but I'm gonna give my little 2 cents in it.
Sure.
That person who's going through that, I always say, there's a reason why that person feels that type of way,
Yeah.
because somebody must have done something to them,
Yeah.
and it happens to all of us. That we go through we link up with the wrong person. But I guess the key is healing and
Yes.
cleaning things up so that when you step into a new situation, you don't bring that baggage on over. And I know what it's like when you bring baggage over,
Oh
and you
yeah.
bring baggage over, and you bring baggage over. And
And
yeah,
I think
I get it.
that that's one thing that I definitely had to learn. Recently, well, not recently, it's been almost a year now, but I entered a relationship since the last time that we spoke. And I did not realize how much baggage from just things that I've experienced from my childhood, from other failed relationships that I had unknowingly brought over into this new one. And it was because I truly had not yet healed.
Mhm.
And so it was like, you don't get a call, you don't get a text. Oh my God, where is he? Oh, he must be talking to her. Oh, he must be with this one. Oh, he must be. And the entire phone was like, no, my phone died, you know? So here you are, like going off and da 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 da. See, you just like the other one. See, I knew it. So it was
Mhm.
like, why were you expecting it? You know, like why? So I had to take a step back and I had to examine myself. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, I really enjoy this guy. I really love him, and I care deeply about this relationship. And I'm like, okay, I have to realize that number one, I need to communicate how I'm feeling, and then number two, I need to address what has made me feel this way,
Mhm.
and I have to tackle it head on. And so this whole road of discovery, like I told you earlier, is definitely been a helpful one. I've been able to heal in many aspects of my life. I still have a ways to go, um, but I'm thankful for the process.
Yeah.
And it's important that once we come to the realization of these things that we do unknowingly, that we do correct our behavior, that we do, at least acknowledge that that's where we're failing at.
Yeah, I truly agree. I'm thankful that somebody loves me more than I love myself because, um, like I said, one of my biggest situation was, once one situation ends, instead of sitting and healing, I would just run and jump into the next situation and bring on all that extra baggage, all that drama, and pour it
Yeah.
on in. And this time around, with this whole pandemic, I had no choice but to sit with myself. I didn't like it at times. There were times when, I tried to fight and I tried to enter into some situations or go back in time and try to rekindle some old flames just because it was comfortable.
Yeah.
And needless to say, it didn't work.
Yeah.
Remind Reminded me of what the hell I had in the first place. But I had to sit. and I knew that it was bigger than me. That all of these doors were shut. People didn't see me. People didn't want to see me because I was looking in the wrong places, and that's the first mistake is looking. But once you heal, you're able to enter into a situation with a clean slate or a cleaner slate, because
Oh,
I do believe that things just don't, vanish and disappear. They're always going to be there. But while they're here, you have the tools to know how to handle it properly.
yes, agreed,
So,
agreed. And I'm thankful that he is so understanding. I'm thankful that he's so understanding and that he was patient. Because honestly, like looking at it, if the shit had been on the play, I'll probably be like, nah, you gotta go. Like,
yeah, I, I was saying that. I was saying that the other day. I was like, thank you so much for accepting everything about Laren. Like, you know every single thing about me, and based off of what I share on the 411 podcast, based off of just my conversation. Because right now, hell, I don't have nothing to hide. I want to show up and show you exactly who I am from day one, so that there's no faking, there's no fronting, there's no
yeah,
representative, and it feels good to know that someone's taking a chance on me after all of the shit that I've been through and all of this. Not even just me, because I sometimes I got to stop myself from saying all of the stuff that I have been through, but all of the stuff that I put people through, based off of that same thing that you just sat there and read, making up scenarios in your mind, pinning
yeah,
somebody down to something that happened from what the person did before. It's just craziness, just outright insane. And once you are insane in your mind and distorted, there is nobody that can help you.
yeah.
There is nobody that can help you but self. You got to get with yourself and clear it up, get with God and ask Him to remove
That's it.
and break away, cut everything off. Goodbye. Cut it all off so you can get free in your own mind. Because
That's it.
while you in that situation, your heartstrings are pulled, your mind is over here, you're over there looking at that situation. And no matter what anybody tells you, you ain't going to be able to see straight because your mind is just so distorted and clouded and just a mess.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
You were telling me true.
Wow, you took it there, which I knew that you would, and I knew that that book had something in it. Hmm.
Definitely. Like I said, you will definitely see the pieces of me in my life in this book. And I feel so free to just share this because I
Yeah,
feel like it will also help other people who are either on their journey or thinking about starting their journey. I feel like it would definitely encourage and help them. Like, hey, you're not alone.
hmm, hmm.
Like, there are other people out here too.
Yeah,
You are
absolutely.
not by yourself.
Yeah. Shout out to Mel. I'm gonna call you Mel from D Live. Let me know where you are calling from. Um, so what's new for Poetic Soul? The book is coming out in February. What else do you have coming up?
I'm also currently I'm working on my new brand that I'm actually going to start with my boyfriend, who is also an artist. Um, I'm also currently working on a movie script.
Mm,
So yeah, that's in the works. Like it's really new for me, but I feel really led in this direction. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it, and I'm getting connected with the right people. And I'm like, you know what? Somebody's gonna believe in this idea. Somebody's gonna believe in this dream, and it's going to work. Because if I don't believe in this, then nobody else will. So
absolutely,
it's with me.
absolutely. And that's enough right there. If you don't believe in you, how you expect somebody else gonna believe in you?
Exactly.
Just like if you don't love yourself, how you expect somebody else to love you?
That's it.
Hmm.
That's it.
Great stuff tonight. I appreciate you for coming through. But before we go ahead and get up out of here, I have to ask you a simple question. When it comes to you know the first priority in your life, when it comes to your number one, who is it, and How do you make that a priority?
Ooh, my number one in my life would definitely have to be God. Um, he has to be my number one. He's the one thing in my life that keeps me centered, that keeps me focused, that helps me to stay on track. Um, yeah, that's my number one. My number two is my boyfriend, because that's my dude. But uh, that's my dude. I make sure that I set out time plans. You know, like I said, I'm the type of girl who really believes in 50-50. So, like, if he does something for me, I'm doing something double that back, and I get that in return triple times back. And
Mhm.
it's not that you keep count or tabs of what you do for each other, but it's just
Yeah, because remember, love doesn't keep count. Love doesn't keep record.
exactly, you don't want to keep count, but it's
Hmm.
like, I want to be sure that, like, I'm giving just as much as I'm receiving,
Hmm.
because I know what it's like to be on the unreceiving end of that. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to give and give and to pour and not get anything back.
Hmm.
Um, so I make sure each day that he knows that he's loved just as much as he makes sure that, like, I'm loved and that I know that I'm cared about. Um, like, I took the time to learn love languages. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, I won't tell anybody. I told someone, I said, I think the mistake that I made in the very beginning of our relationship was that I was trying to love him in a love language that wasn't his. I was trying to love him in my love language, and that doesn't work.
One of my big,
And
yeah, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
I said one of my biggest mistakes that I've always made was not being somebody's friend first.
Yeah. Oh, oh God, I learned that. I learned that. Yes, and I think that's what makes this one so different is that
Hmm. Exactly.
we are we we are friends. Like, we can stay up all night playing video games. We can watch movies together. Like, if I got see him like today, let me tell you the tea. And, like, he comes to me and he's like, "Hey, I got something to tell you." So, like,
Hmm. Yeah,
like, we
that's
laugh,
it.
we joke, we cut up,
Yeah.
but at the same time, like, that love is there too. So I think that's what just really helps to push
Hmm. Yeah, that's amazing. I understand where you're coming from. um, so as far as a priority, how I make it my priority, I'm right on the same page. God is number one. But how make him a priority is by making sure that I only link up with like-minded individuals because there never should be a discussion of why, who, what, where, why, and when. Like, you're gonna know what I got going on, and if I have to break free because I need to, seek counsel from my higher power, if I need to get with self, if I need to do some meditation, if I need to do some reflection, you're going to understand that because hell, you probably are wanting to do the same thing too, you know.
Yep.
So if you want to constantly go left and I'm constantly trying to go right, there's no compromise, and that's just obviously not the right person that I should be linked up with. So today, I know how to pick them, and that's it. That's how I make it a priority, so I don't have to, worry about it because you already know from day one.
You already know exactly how I am from day one. Exactly.
And
I
when
agree.
people and when people show you who they are, because they typically do from straight off the jump, you have to accept people for who they are, which is one lesson that I had to learn. Accept people for who they are, and you can't change anybody.
No.
Accept them and move on. Either you can or you can't. If you can't, let them set them free so that somebody else can give them a better opportunity, and so that you can, find your opportunity. And a lot of it is with, like I said, linking up and smashing those puzzle pieces together that don't fit just because you want to make it work.
And it just doesn't. I
Mm-mm.
agree. I know. It's so funny. I had the same talk with another individual. and with their family. It's like, well, I want them to be okay. I want them to be like this. I want them to be like that. I said, you have to understand. Some people are comfortable where they are.
Exactly. And
And to them, they see nothing wrong.
exactly.
You have to just accept that's where they wish to be.
Mm-hmm.
If they wish to seek help, if they wish to be out of that situation, let them come to you.
Mm.
Because you'll mess around and break or destroy any type of relationship you ever had with that person by trying to force something that shouldn't be.
That is so true. I remember somebody said, "Listen, Laren, I don't think that I'm capable." And I kind of feel bad to this day because I remember them saying they don't feel that they're capable of being the person that I needed them to be. They told me, they outright told me, and I should have just let it go, right? But knowing me, I wanted my cake and I had to eat it too. And then now, years later, now we got a complete disaster. But now that I got my mind cleaned up and cleared up and it's not so distorted, I'm like, damn, I remember when this person outright told me that
That they told you, yeah.
they told me. Everybody tells you. You just gotta
They tell
listen.
you.
Poetic soul. Thank you for taking it there tonight. I appreciate you for coming on. Right now, go ahead and let everybody know where they can follow you at, where they can get this great book that's coming out next month. Give us the whole scoop on it.
Sure. You all can follow me at Poetic Soul underscore 9.8. That's where you can find me. My book will also be listed. I'll have the link on my Instagram. It'll be connected to Amazon, as well as I personally will have copies and we'll be able to ship them out. Thank you all for listening. Thank you, Lance, for giving me the opportunity to speak on tonight and for this amazing interview. Keep doing what you're doing, and I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Take care now, and I'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Bye bye.
All right, take care. So there you have it, y'all. That was very refreshing. Just like this wine here. She definitely came in and did the damn thing. And it's been a minute since we had some real talk like that here on Reading Between the Wines. What's going on, Regina? How you doing? That was a real dope. It's a real dope sister right there, and her words are amazing. So if you are listening now, coming in now, didn't catch the whole thing because I see a couple of y'all are coming in right now. Watch this replay because Black History, she did that one. Talked about the mental illness, she did that one. Talked about the love, can't raise a man, she did that one. She did them all. So she gave you three things from her book um, coming out next month, Miss Poetic Soul. Now, tomorrow, I need y'all to set your reminders and join me right here live tomorrow, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the 411 podcast. We have Seb Raps coming in. So, yeah, it's going to be some great conversation. Entrepreneur, I do the head wrap thing. So, this is right up my alley. I want y'all to check out Seb Raps tomorrow here at 10 p.m. And for those of you who want to get a sneak peek as far as what I was drinking tonight, this wine ain't no joke. So I'll tell you that. 10.5% spice apple. It definitely is spiced, all right. Listen, I haven't had a refill or nothing. I've been sipping it very slowly. This is a very, even though it swirls pretty good and it looks like it's light, it appears to be light, but it is very, it's a heavy, thick wine. So I can only take tiny, small little sips of it because it's very sweet and it's thick. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, 10 p.m. And of course, thank you so much to everybody out there, people on Facebook. I really do appreciate you. I see big things happening there night after night after night. And I just want to say what's up to Facebook. It's like people went from one section to another. I know I'm on so many different platforms. So if you are in any platform and checking out, even if it's just one person, I just want to say thank you so much. Instagram family, We'll be back on TikTok tomorrow, Twitter, YouTube, D Live, Twitch. Thank you so much. If you would like to support Reading Between the Wines and the 411 podcast, go ahead and click that link above all of my social media platforms and go on volume 1.5 Remix Journal, and you can get a copy of my book. And anything that you purchase from my links up above there will definitely help support Reading Between the Wines and the 411 podcast. And of course, I have to thank my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and give you all this show one more time in life. I definitely do appreciate each and every one of you for all of the love and support. And I can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Take care, y'all. Have a good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Thank you.